Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. Alabama in stunning fashion, dramatic fashion, as only we can do it, pulls up the victory against Ole Miss in the Grove, 30-24. Man, what a game. It was in doubt for a minute there. It was a war on both sides. And man, after a first half where it looked as though our effort was questioned, our want to was questioned, man, and we just seemed to find a way. It was great seeing the guys just put something together in the moment we needed them to the most. I'm still kind of fighting for words right now, and I'm hoping everybody will go ahead and jump in the chat. We need to talk about this much needed victory. Man, dramatic fashion. Alabama pulls it off 30-24 on the road. Hey, yeah, you heard that right. We actually got a road victory this season against a highly ranked Ole Miss opponent. We are excited right now. I'm anxious for everyone to come in. Let's talk about it. Let's jump on the phone calls. Let's hear your thoughts. Waiting on my co-host. I'll tell you what, Mike. I'm tired of being so dramatic, man.
You say that one more time?
I'm tired of us being so damn dramatic.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, I'm getting too old for this stuff, man.
Man, it was a thriller, man. And what people don't realize, anytime Ole Miss play, I have mixed emotions because Mingo is my younger cousin. It's my little cousin.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. Spoke to him before the game yesterday.
Okay. Hey, and Kevin Norwood's up there too. So
Yeah,
kind of mixed emotions there. I almost went to the game. He asked me to come to the game. I was like, bro, I got hanging back on this one. This is this is one where I need to kind of watch the confines of my home where people can't hear me cuss and act a fool. So
that's right.
But yeah, man, what a game. First half, I gotta admit, brother, I was kind of questioning the heart and want to. Kind of seemed like they lacked pride and there wasn't kind of any fire, but Ole Miss just kept on doing things to keep us alive. What was your feel kind of going in, that first half?
I think we were honestly, man, the entire game. I don't feel like we were dominant at any point. I think we were kind of getting bullied up front, especially on the defense. So, them first two drives. But I feel like that everybody was, still not a huge fan of the play calling, but a lot of those errors, man, fumbles, guys not blocking up front. We can say all day, hey man, that's the offense coordinator. He's not out there playing. If somebody makes a call, it is up to the players on the field to go out there and execute. And we always talk about, hey man, the dogs, this, dogs, that. I think Coach Saban is going to have to get back. I need to see him pissed off again, and he needs to start threatening these guys like he used to do us. Bro, I'm not trying to say everybody has to be like how we were in the past. Bro, I played with a stress fracture in my foot. I popped my hamstring, played with 2 fractured fingers, tore my labrum. Like, bro, I missed 1 practice in 4 years at Alabama. And the reason being is, bro, we were so afraid of losing our starting job, bro. It was, it was a sense of fear. Like, you can't get too comfortable. And I think a lot right now, I think that's exactly what's happening. These kids are getting too comfortable and no pressure. It's, again, we always say, we've been saying it all year, and it's nothing new. Good times build soft people. Hard times build hard people. And in the midst of this, what I feel like Coach Saban has to do, man, I don't know how he would do it. Maybe a mess up their NIL deals. Hey man, no social media while you in season, no outside noise.
That's
like you locked in, man. This is you in the Marines. It's like, hey, for these next 3 months, you are in Marines. Like you in Navy SEAL training.
Oh, I agree. That's an excellent point. I think at this time, yeah, you kind of have to go into witness protection program where you're blocked out from everything outside world. I don't care if it affects NIL. You know what? You signed up for the responsibility of having that money, well, you got to do what it takes in order to earn that money. Speaking of money, shout out to JD Long with a $9.99 donation. We really appreciate that. But yeah, these guys got to get off social media. You know, we were talking earlier this week. You know, DJ Hall was talking about, you know, if they watched film, an audience member asked him, "Do you feel like these guys are actually watching film?" His response was, "Yeah, Instagram and TikTok, that's their film." And someone else asked him, you know, "Hey, do you feel like the NIL is kind of affecting their play?" He said, "Bro, have you seen the parking lot?" I mean,
Brand new, bro. They are in. I'm talking about 21 Mercedes out there. I ain't talking about no look. I ain't talking about no little Mercedes. I ain't
no,
talking no Mercedes C class. These boys riding in the big boy Mercedes.
big
Like you
time.
bringing $200,000 salary home cars.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, if it's not that, you know, they're showing off their Louis Vuitton bags and just whatever materialistic, you know, thing that they have accumulated through NIL has awarded them. Hey, but we got a special guest here. Welcome to the show, Matt Cadell. What's going on, my friend?
Hi, what's good?
P
Money
Dub
making
in the
Mike.
building. What's up,
Money
man?
making Mike. Bro, I'm just glad we got to win. You know, I'm not going to, I just, whew.
Man, he's stunned. He's stunned as we are that, you know, we came away with a victory on the road, and in the waning seconds, we actually finished it. So when he unfreezes, maybe we'll get. Hey, there you are, brother. Did you pay your minutes?
Yeah, I paid my minutes. Sorry. Trying to fix this setup, man.
Before we jumped on, Matt, we were kind of talking about the feel of the game in the first half. I kind of felt like, as I was telling Mike, that we didn't really have any fire or passion behind us, and it kind of looked like we were lacking pride. Not everybody was like that, but kind of as a whole, like Mike was saying, we were just getting pushed around, bullied, and just Ole Miss was kind of having their way until they started giving the game over to us. And we were able to fight back in. We're only down by 3 at the half. I kind of feel like if they don't shoot themselves in the foot in the first half like they did, it might be kind of a different feel, you know, going into the locker room. What were your thoughts?
Who, me? Well,
yes, you.
Sorry, my bad. I'm still trying to set up. But yeah, I saw I think Touchdown Alabama magazine. Shout out to Stephen M. Smith. They had video of Bryson and bringing out the locker room. But they look so bland. Mike, you know how it is when the Bama boys, Bama Southside get together, coming out on the road. We're gonna be high energy, enthusiasm. They didn't have anything, and I was like, I wanted to say something, but I was like, look like they're having low energy, and it showed during the game. But kudos to the Tide for getting the win. But our coordinators, something's got to change because football is not this hard. That's the frustrating part.
For those
Brian Golden, they to me, I don't know why they do the things that they do.
I'm a fan. We used to have a saying: "We hailing them white. We hailing that white." You know what I'm saying? So anytime that we were on the road, man, it was. I don't even know if these. I think these kids like it. I don't think they love it. And I think that's a big difference. I think when you give, it's kind of like a parent. When you give your kids everything out here in this world, they don't come to appreciate it. Wow. And I think that's what these kids are getting right now at Alabama. You know what I'm saying? You have nothing to work forward after. You have better facilities than NFL programs. You're making money. Everybody's around you. Everybody's telling you how good you are. And it's not, I'm not going to say it's their fault. I feel like, again, you're giving them everything without strings attached to it. Like, hey, if you're going to have this car, you're going to have responsibility.
Right.
Hey, I'm giving you the keys to, this new apartment or this house. I'm holding you accountable. Yes. And if you don't do those things, I'm going to take those things away from you. Well, right now you competing. You got to always tell because they always recruiting for next year. So you got to bring in the feel good. I can't be too hard on these guys. P-Dub, you remember Coach Saban will start practice all the way over.
Bro, Mike, I don't know if you saw my Facebook post. I'm like, where is the real Coach Saban at? Because this is really concerned. Mike, you know how he.
Good question, Matt.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess cancel culture shut him down right then.
You speak against you speaking against the mob. You talk about that.
That's it. That's it.
You got to spell his name out.
What were you, Matt? You cut out again. You were on a good point there. What were you saying? Please finish the thought before cancel culture shuts you down again from Tuscaloosa.
He probably has,
and that's his answer.
Go back out. He'll have to come back in.
While we try to get him back in, I want to kind of piggyback off of something you said. You said that you don't really feel like they enjoy it. They kind of are just there. Greg McElroy made a good point the other day. He said a lot of these guys don't really care about playing for Alabama. They look at it as transactional, meaning it's just something that they're using to get to that NFL. It's not so much like you guys where you were hungry, you had something to prove, but you put on that crimson uniform. You live to wear that crimson uniform, that script A on the front, name on the back, admit something to you. But he made a pretty good point when he said that a lot of these guys, they see it as a transaction.
Greg made I think that's across the country. But when we got to Alabama, guys like Matt, DJ, I mean, it was even Antonio Langham, those guys were invested in that program. It meant something to them. So when you got people that make you respect the culture, it's different. Like, bro, you ain't just here to be here. When you put that shirt on, you got that A on your chest. You gonna put on for your city or your town, you know. So I mean, I remember being in high school after I had committed to Alabama, a referee after I had scored a touchdown said, "Hey, brother, roll Tide."
That's what's up. Yeah,
that's across the. It
means
something to people, and I don't think these boys understand or grasp that. Again, like Matt said, when they came out, I understand you locked in, but what a hype man! The hype man's supposed to be up front. Everybody, gets ready for the game different, but everybody on the sideline, y'all look like we in the library, bro. Like there's no intensity. Thank God for Turner. The boy Young today.
Byron Young has 2 weeks has been putting on, man.
Matt, when you got guys like that, but Matt is exactly right, man. Coach Saban needs to. I mean, I need to see him with that red chew in that jaw, man, before the game.
Something. I'm like, it's no way, Mike. You know us. We passionate. Like, we love the game. Like, we love Bama. And like for us, Coach Saban preaches, discipline, preparation, the details, the little things. But when we're, we know that we have that instilled in us. But when we're not seeing it on the field and he's calm, we're like, whoa. Like, Coach, who are you? We need you to be mean Saban. We need you to be more anal. We need you to be more militant. For that way, we won't have these little things keep happening and hurting us. But
yeah, Matt, I honestly think, man, because me dealing with a lot of these high schools around here, their biggest thing is they're afraid of losing kids. Man, they are. It's no longer the parents from the household. You already see it across the board. You got certain parents, you can't say nothing. You can't say anything to their kids, and when you got parents walking around at university and in and out, man, you ain't gonna even believe this. Come to find out, the kids, they have before team meals, the kids get a chance to go eat with their family before the team meals. I'm talking about on game day. Like, hold on, what type of time we on? Yeah, like what?
Is it?
Right, bro, you supposed to be locked in. You talk to your mama, it's a text message, your brother, they send you a text message for the game. Hey man, we locked in. Yeah, I'm gonna see you after the game.
Yeah.
But we finna eat barbecue or a hug, man. No.
What? Wow.
It's a show now, man. It's kind of like churches nowadays. You pay attention to these old church. Ain't no more old school feels, man. It's a concert around here now.
That is Six Flags over Bama, really.
Either way, man, we still got to get back to keeping the main thing the main thing. You know, that goes off in life, those lessons. You know, you can have all that stuff, but let's stay focused on, you know, playing for each other, being the best person that we can be. But man, I'm just over here in awe that we won the game, bro, because I literally thought, like, why does Bill O'Brien keep calling play? Not Bill O'Brien. I'm gonna save for Bill O'Brien. Let's go to Pete Golden. So Byron Young played an amazing game.
2 weeks in a row.
So the plays that Byron Young, who were able to get coverage sacks, you would think you would call that same coverage all game, right? But he kept going away from it. He went, bro. I saw this guy go this cover two. He got away from it. Even at the end of the game, I'm like, what are you doing, Pete Golden? Like, that makes no sense. Like, I don't understand. Like, that's what's really frustrating me. That's like high school. That's like Pee Wee League football 101. Like, you have to prevent these things from happening. But, you know, the guys got it done. Great play by Brian Branch. But still, we can help. I think everybody can do more to help each other. And that starts with coordinators, coaches, and players, and leadership. Coach Saban, everybody's got to get in to really, you know, finish strong this season.
When he gets on a roll, he just gets stopped hard. Is Byron Young stopping you? But it's crazy. You kind of wonder as you're watching these coordinators, and I go to Bill O'Brien since he wanted to start with Pete Golden. I was talking to you, Matt, but during the game when you called me up, I kind of feel like at times, and Mike, you can probably agree, that when Bill O'Brien is play calling, it's like somebody puts a blindfold over his eyes, spins him around, he gets a dart and just throws it somewhere, and wherever it lands, that's where I'm going to. That's the play I'm going. That's the direction I'm going. There is no rhyme or reason behind what he's doing. Whereas you take a Lane Kiffin, as you saw tonight, or Steve Sarkisian, each play they ran was to set up something else later. There is a methodology to it. You know, there was a why. With Bill O'Brien, I don't have that feeling. I think he just relies on Bryce Young, as we said, week after week to be this wizard to bail him out of every situation. We play our best football in two phases. One, backyard football when things are breaking down, or two, when it's the 2-minute offense and Bryce Young is making the calls. So basically what we're seeing here is, in both circumstances, you're eliminating the offensive coordinator. When's the last time you could actually say in college football that you could completely eliminate the offensive coordinator and have success?
I mean, it doesn't happen. I mean, like you just said, Lane, he came out with that perfect plan. He scripted like what we used to be. We knew the first 15 plays going into the game off the bat. I thought it was such a bold move after Ricks got the penalty on the back shoulder, and he went right back to him, because you understand, as an offensive-minded guy, he's already frustrated. He's already pissed off. And I'm going right back to you. I'm getting you out of your game. We run a mediocre defense. They should have bracketed Mingo the whole game. You should have crowded the Mingo.
Man, I promise you, bro, it is not that hard. I'm in the wrong business. Clearly, my calling is to be in the box on the headset
with your hat turned
Bill
around.
O'Brien and Pete Golden. It is not that hard, Mike. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, Mike. Mike, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'll let Mike.
No.
You're on a roll, bro. Hurry before it cuts you off again.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Mike, you know when we see defenses, Ole Miss was playing off man, like they were bailing. Mike, Bill O'Brien did not call one hitch, one quick out. No, nothing. Like, if they give you like any short passes, intermediate passes, but it's like making no sense. I'm like, this like simple stuff just irritates me looking at our coordinators call the game. And I'm like, how do we keep allowing this week in and week out? Like, I would be on my coordinators. They would have to have everything buttoned up. Me personally, I would have demoted them 3 weeks ago. Well, about 5 weeks ago, and had somebody else calling the defense or calling the offense.
No, you would have did it 2 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, I'll keep them for recruiting purposes.
Facts.
But as far as calling plays, no, somebody else is calling the defense and offense. Sorry.
And I don't think they have Matt, when you had got cut out, I don't think, and I'm not saying that you have to be from Alabama, but you got to understand the culture. It's kind of like the Patriots way. When anybody gets sent to New England, they understand, hey, man, there's no more identity when you go to this program. You're no longer an individual. You're going to buy into this program.
Yep.
And if you have a leader like a Brian, you would look like a genius if you just let him play call. If you just let him call the plays,
he could get another head coaching job. If he was smart, but he's not that smart to think that smart, if that makes sense. I don't know.
No, they don't want to give. They don't. I feel like they try to appease everybody. And again, if you are a football player of any sort, you can dissect Alabama's offense within 30 minutes. If you watch the first 30 minutes of any game, you can tell what we're going to do. There's no creative spin on it. And Coach Saban is he's smart and articulate. Like he kind of said, we need a little diversity. No, bro. I used to see you cuss Major Applewhite up from top to bottom. Bro, I'm talking about it was bad. I'm talking about had everybody on pins and needles. Our position coaches were tight in that,
And that's what I'm saying. Why are we keep letting this happen week in and week out? I'm like, what is really going on? Like, did we even practice this week? Like, were we even prepared?
Or any week?
Like, but Mike, to your point about the play calling, Bill O'Brien, you can tell, I don't understand why we don't already have a more efficient play calling system where, listen, give Bryce 2 calls. If we know they bailing, by the second drive, I'm like, listen, if we know they bailing, we're gonna have a pass quick game check with me, or we're gonna keep it on the run the way we can run to the opposite. We're gonna line up in pistol. Like he's not creative enough because we're always getting caught with 3 seconds left on the time clock. Bryce is making the last minute check. And I'm like, why don't we just run the play from the jump? Like you still have to be on pins and needles when it comes to snapping the ball, getting the play. It still seems like Bama's so reactive. And until Bill O'Brien goes out and has a creative offense where he's dictating to the defense what we're going to do, then that we're probably still going to have these, late play clock issues, having bad checks, non-creative plays. I mean,
no, you spot on, bro. No, you spot on, and I do my best to try to downplay and stay off these coordinators and be like, hey man, but I'm at the same time too. I feel that a lot of these players are not ride or die. They are not, and like Matt, you remember, and I don't think they have enough camaraderie with each other. I don't think it's a brotherhood.
Mike, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Good point, Mike. You know how we used to be like, we used to help our offensive coordinator out. We'd be like, man, you remember that Tennessee game? We'll be like, man, they cannot stop us. Yep. So we're gonna keep passing it, spreading them out. I think all of us had catches. Like, it's like the players don't understand that. But I will say, when Bryce finally chewed out the offense and that they showed it,
huge.
Coach Saban, that was a moment I wanted to see. I was glad. That was a proud moment. Coach Saban was in there. Bryce was chewing him out. I haven't seen that in a long time. So, but yeah, to your point, we've got to be able to, our coaches got to understand their personnel and play to their personnel strengths. Like, I don't know why he keeps playing toe-to-toe. Like, put Lawson in the middle, put Moody. We've got to have.
Man.
Golly.
Not again,
road,
Matt.
Man.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, I'm with him, though, man. You
happened again, man. Cricket Wireless cut out on you.
Bro, it's not even cricket. This is like something. I don't know if it's the weather. I don't know what's.
Are you at a truck stop?
No, I'm supposed to be at the house. Oh my gosh.
Well, there's a couple things I want to talk about, and it's great to be able to be positive regarding the wide receivers this week. We had a Jermaine Burton sighting. We ran a slant. Oh, did I say a slant? And we scored off of it.
RPO.
That's just the most completed pass in football, by the way, that we don't throw.
We used to kill it with Tua, but like Bill O'Brien's like, oh no, I'm not gonna use that. Like common sense things frustrates me.
Ja'Cory Brooks stepped up huge in the second half. Pivotal catches. I mean, and one thing that I really want to talk about, we started using some young guys. Did y'all see that?
Yes.
Kendrick Law.
Finally.
Big catches.
I wonder what's going on. Why? I mean, I'm okay with the guys getting equal amount of time, but I'm just like, they don't have any consistency, man. They're just in that rotation. You know what I'm saying? Like when they run 2 wide or 3 wide, you don't know who's in there. And I say that because you, as a quarterback or as a receiver, bro, they don't let their guys get rhythm. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Right.
If I run 2 plays and I'm looking to the sideline knowing I'm finna have to come out, like, bro, that ain't you can't play like that. You know, you can't play. They don't let these guys get loose, man. Let them get loose. Let them in there. And we haven't seen Kobe Prentice in a minute.
No, we haven't.
We haven't seen
Isaiah Bond had a great catch during the game, but other than that, I mean, we just hadn't really looked his direction. JoJo Earl, yes, he made a mistake today, but that's indicative of how good he is, but we're not really getting him involved either. And what consecutive week in a row has it been that we have not seen a jet sweep?
Bro, it's like I think Bill O'Brien has no aspirations. Like he has no goals. Like as offensive coordinator, I'm gonna be like, oh man, Jason McKellen running. Now I want to at least have 100-yard rushing running back each week. Or man, RPO work. Man, why don't we come back to second series, run more RPOs? Man, Jason McClellan's hot. It's second and goal. I should probably run the ball on second down and third down. But he
no play action
passes. Like
None.
what?
Nope.
Not gonna do
play
it.
Action. No play action.
Not even a speed sweep, jet sweep, any type of crossing, mismatch. Like I would get. He has all these pieces. He has a Kendrick Law. He could do so many creative things. Yet we come out and do the same thing. Shotgun. Like stop. You know, if he called the plays without lining up in shotgun, if he called the same plays, just getting in pistol, that actually works because you.
My dog got it. That Boost Mobile over there, man.
I'm telling you, man.
Hey, he got that. He got that ceasefire that back in Mississippi.
It happened again, Matt. And now we can't hear you.
The media is trying to silence you, man.
That's it. Wow. Well, figure out his ever-growing technological problems. Let's start taking some calls. Callers, I'm going to remind you that you will not be able to hear Mike's response when Matt comes back. You won't be able to hear Matt's response. So if you would, state your name, where you're calling from, what you want to talk about, and then hop off and get back and watch the show so we can address what you want to talk about. So let's go ahead and get the first caller. Welcome to the show. You're on live with Justin and Mike and sometimes Matt Cadell. Tell us your name, where you're calling from. What up, Sean?
Is he talking? Because we can't hear him.
Doing his job. Tim is very, very lazy to me. Very, very lazy. When he get tired, he just stand in one place. He don't do nothing. He don't use his hands. Nothing. You can definitely tell he one of them lazy B linemen. When he get tired, I personally think Tyler Booker is the most physical offensive lineman. That freshman, number 52, is the most physical lineman in the run game on our line. My worries are middle linebackers. Them dudes are still getting ran over. We all know about Huck and Henry. You know what I mean? We all know about our – I hate that rush 3, drop 8. I just can't stand that. And Dallas Turner, to me, man, I don't know. It was some of the guys in the chat saying Dallas played well. I didn't see that. To me, this was one of Dallas' worst games. That tight end was giving him the business. He was armed. He looked like Henry Toe out there to me tonight, man. Our coordinators, same story. I agree with Mac 1,000%. Them dudes was bailing, and we didn't throw not one hitch, not one. Everything seemed like it was deep routes, seam routes, no high lows, nothing. You know what I mean? So I don't understand. And last but not least, Kendrick Law, we did see him, number 19. That's a big guy. He's not afraid to catch the ball. That guy needs to be playing. I don't understand why he's not playing more. I do not understand. So Jamil Burrows, Kendrick Law, get those guys in there. Love the show. Talk about them guys. I'm going to be in the chat. SPH Huntsville listening. What's up again to Matt? What's up again to Mike, to you? Alabama A&M almost beat Jackson State. Last time I checked was winning. My alma mater played there. Do y'all thing, man. I'll be in the chat listening. Justin, as always, roll tide.
Roll tide, brother. Glad to have you on. First of all, before you address that, shout out to Jamie Wilhelm for the $4.99 super chat. All right, Mike. He wants you to address those things, man. What are your thoughts off the top of your head?
Man, I'm with him. It's a man. I'm a guy. I'm country sometimes when I'm around my people, so I have to, change it up. And I'm finna, so I gotta change those. I think the biggest issue, he's 1,000% right. I'm not a huge fan of the rush 3 and drop 8. That is dumb as all get out, especially in college. This is not the pros. We're not trying to let guys catch the ball in front of us and we just gonna, we're actually playing for something. That's to win the natty. You know what I'm saying? And I think when Coach Saban bring in those guys with that NFL pedigree, I don't think they embodied that. This is the SEC. It's about something. We're playing for something. Mm-hmm. We ain't trying to win no division. You're going to probably keep your job in the NFL for 3 or 4 years if you go 5-15. You know what I'm saying? So, but
not here.
It don't work like that, brother. And I don't think those guys, and I think the most exciting plays were when Bryce was getting rushed and he made those things happen on his own. So no credit to coach on that. Now, as far as some of these receivers not playing, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. When you get in that doghouse and you don't do something that this man wants you to do, how he wants you to do it, I don't care how good you are, bro. They will keep you on the sideline and they will work you in the system or they will work you out of the system. So,
do you think a lot of that's still going on now? Because it seems
yeah, man.
You think look, because it seems to me like everything's a lot more lax.
It may be. I'm gonna tell you, he gonna be Coach Saban on some things, but at the same time, if I promise the kid something or something don't go the way I want to, let a kid buck the system the way he don't want him to. And he has another guy that can possibly do it. May not good as you, but just 80% good as you. Oh, you can hang it up. But if you need something, or shoot, you can bury a body somewhere. He's gonna turn his head, if he needs you. And I think that's most coaches in general right now. But P-Dub, would you agree?
What? What'd you say? I didn't hear.
We're glad you're here, man.
We gotta have you on this week too, boy. You here?
Yeah.
I was telling him. I said, now we're all Coach Saban will work you in the system or work you out of the system, depending on if you're on his good side or your bad side. And yeah, it may be lax, but if he got somebody that can do the job 80% good as you, oh, you're going to get replaced. But now I said, if you ain't got nobody to back him up, you can bury a body somewhere. You're going to play.
Oh, yeah. He going to play the best. But one thing I missed about Coach Saban, man, he would play to this guy's strengths, man. At least we had coaches that would be like, man, my receiver's legit. We're going to wear them out. We're going to find matchups and do stuff. Like, we're not seeing this from our coordinators.
You're not.
What about they don't even condition the same way? You remember Monday?
Are you serious?
They the fourth quarter.
Bro,
they don't really do that anymore.
Bro,
that's the problem.
No, see, and this is me being in that strength and conditioning world. They time in minutes. Oh, coach, we need to shut him down today. He's not hitting those numbers.
Are you serious?
Bro, Matt, let me ask you something. When somebody skip practice, or I mean, not even skip practice, when somebody's late for class, what they used to have to run?
You running regardless. Stupid stuff.
Okay.
T. Jones.
Yeah.
Stupid.
They need Terry Jones back, man.
It's stupid.
Amen.
Shit. That's what they used to call it.
I've already told TJ Jr. Go ahead, bring Pops back, get him ready.
We need a more mixture of like the Bama guys that know how to do it and kind of mix it. I think that'll be good. But man, I can't believe that, Mike. I did not know they didn't condition.
Oh nah, man, it's an NFL system now, bro. Like you remember when we used to do condition by position, Coach Saban would keep. Man, we used to hate it, bro. Condition by position, man. Look, we used to do either you run a slant or a post, bro. I'm talking about, bro. He used to run us into it. Look. Dude be out there throwing up, man. Look, on Mondays, we hated Monday practice, dog. At the end of practice, Matt, tell them at the end of practice on Monday, when they hit their conditioning pop position, bro, it was hell.
And there he goes again.
You should ask DJ Hall about their conditioning by position, bro. Hey,
man, I wish I would have asked him that.
Man.
Man, he didn't hold back on anything this week, man. If you hadn't seen what he said, great show. Question here from the audience, Rolling Tide 22. Do y'all think the running game will be more consistent with McClellan Williams?
Oh, without question, man. Roydell don't get enough touches at all.
No.
He's the only downhill guy, man. And I was fortunate enough to watch him play in high school, man. The boy he's a utility back, but I think they've made him into a third down back, just downhill. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think they allow him. I mean, you think about it. He doesn't get more than 6 touches a game.
That's a shame too, man. I think
it's crazy. He's electric, man. He's fast. Like
he really is.
He got it.
But until today, we didn't really utilize Jace that much. And if you feed him the rock, he's one of those guys, man, who loves contact. He actually looks for it, and he's like the old soul running back. Where as the game wears on, he gets stronger. How can you keep the ball out of the hands of a man like that?
He reminds you of Roy Upchurch, Glenn Coffee mixture.
Mm-hmm.
He runs hard. He gets, like you said, he gets stronger as the game goes on. But I don't. Again, man, it takes a special coach to play to the advantages of your players. You have
figure it out.
Oh, you got it. I
was on the wrong Wi-Fi. My bad, guys. Use the error.
Now you keep on messing up, you ain't coming back. Bama Jeff 79. If you look at Georgia, they're not using the transfer portal that much, and they, along with their recruits, I think we are relying on the portal too much these days. I agree with that. I think if you are dipping in the portal, you're bringing in a bunch of guys that, one, haven't played together, and two, they don't understand the whole culture. They don't understand what it means to be Bama, and they definitely don't appreciate the rivalries like an Auburn or Tennessee game. Those guys really just call it what it is. They're just looking there to find their 1 year fulfillment and get to the NFL. Whereas I didn't
understand the culture until I got to Alabama, and you got guys that make you be a part of their culture.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you saw one of us, you saw 5 of us. You know what I'm saying? We ate together. Matt, to tell you, I was a hothead. I tried to fight everybody, and
man, Mike. Yeah. But that's how you got to be, though.
Yeah, I mean, but that's when Coach Cheese was there. That's the reason, main reason why I went to Alabama. And guys like Matt, they embrace you as a family. It's a family. I haven't seen Matt in years. Matt sent me some of his hey man, go train with this guy. I haven't talked to DJ Hall in years. There's nothing these guys can't call and ask of me not to do, because we ran together. It was literally blood, sweat, and tears. And when you say, hey man, when you see them boys throw them foes up, man, that meant something.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
To your point, we were a brotherhood, and I think, like you said, it's getting lost in the generation. But we were guys that were like alpha dogs that we wanted to. Not only did we want to compete at a high level, but we wanted to get better. Like we wanted to push you too. You know what I'm saying? Like we would bring in the young guys because we know Mike. When I leave, Mike gonna have to pay the way. Like he gonna have to continue to carry the tradition. But to your point, talking about Georgia, I think the coaches and Coach Saban's got to understand you got to create a culture at Bama that fits Bama, what we want to do. And all of this is getting exposed because we have two coordinators that are really not utilizing all the personnel. They don't understand personnel and how to utilize all these pieces, is my opinion. In Georgia, you got competent coaches. They got an offensive system. They got a defensive system. They're going to hit you. They're going to play. They're going to play the best man. They're physical, all this stuff. They're going to run the ball. With Alabama, we're just doing all this like crazy stuff. And it's always not – you can't have that on top of bad coaching, on bad coordinators that have no clue. I mean –
And Matt, you hit it dead on the head. I remember last week, if you pay attention on the sideline, when you saw Coach Saban say, "We can't stop shit." When you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that wasn't ever the case because your coordinators, your offense and your defense embodies their coordinators. You know what I'm saying? Like when we had Kirby Smart. I'm telling you, me, Matt, DJ, all of us would come out of the locker room. They bumping into us, talking noise like, y'all ain't catching shit today.
Yeah, like y'all ain't doing nothing. Like, where is that? Like that's how you got to be as the coaches. Like you have to have that type of culture. And I say it, Coach Saban, you got to create that type of culture. Yeah, you got transfer guys, but if you're gonna get a transfer guy, you're gonna be a guy that fits our culture, not because you're just a free agent. Like. You look at the Ravens. Mike, you know how you're talking about the Patriots and the Patriots way? The Baltimore Ravens, say what you want to say. They got a system that they're going to hit you. They're going to play defense. They're going to run the ball. Like, you have to get guys that fit your culture. Like, and I feel like as long as you set the culture, Coach Saban's got to make sure the coaches set the culture. He's guys that's going to set the culture, set the tone, and he's going to bring everybody else on. And you got to have two competent coordinators that know what they're doing to, make things a lot easier for us to win, if that makes sense.
Man, you preaching, brother. I can't argue with you. Now, on one point, you hit both nails on the head. And to follow up with what you're saying, and I'm reading what my man, Mr. Davis said. He said, "Hey, y'all listen. Expectations cause too much anxiety," and that's what I think, man.
Coach Saban mentioned that in his press conference this week was that the expectations were too high for the team this season. Are you serious?
These are the same people who talk about toxic masculinity. I'm not going there. You play a gladiator sport. Either you're going to throw up or you're going to take a big deuce before the game. That's anxiety. And when you get on that field, that's what practice is for. Practices make you perform. And they give you every opportunity. They play the loud music in practice, and you got anxiety. Hey, bro, go join the Checkers Club. This is what the men play.
Like, man, it's like hearing Coach Saban say some things have been so baffling to me, puzzling to me. I'm just gonna be honest, Mike. I'm like, this is not the Coach Saban I know.
Them grandkids make you do it, man. My mom don't even want to talk to me no more.
But still, when it comes to football. Like, you got to think of as a general, like you're going to war. Like, yeah, we got to come out. We got to get better. You mentioned being a gladiator. Like, we shouldn't be saying, we had anxiety. Like, Coach Saban is about mental toughness, focusing on the things, getting better, putting all the distractions out of the way. Each play has its history. Go out there and execute and do the best of your ability. Don't let that little stuff get into you because he's such a psychological. He has, people coming there, and to me, for him to say that is not sounding like Coach Saban that I know. And then some of the questions players would ask, I'm like, y'all are not even thinking about the question for y'all, just saying something.
They're just saying stuff.
No sense. Like if they asked me if we had anxiety, I'm like, heck no, we had no anxiety. We come ready to play every game. Like, let's go to war. Like, you don't even give any type of fragile type of weakness, type of showing that mentally, especially to the media,
No, you don't. You keep that internal.
Yeah, keep that internal. Keep those things internal. We're going to come out. We're going to present a good, confident front to the media, to the team. Like, those little things matter, and I'm not seeing it. So, I don't know what's going on.
Well, let's go ahead and go to some calls before you cut out again, Matt.
I was sitting now. I got the right Wi-Fi.
All right, cool.
He crystal clear over there. He ain't fizzing right now. He crystal clear now.
I'm proud of you, man. You come a long way.
I know. I told you error on the internet, man. I was struggling.
But I want to remind the callers again, you won't be able to hear Matt or Mike in their responses. So if you would, tell us who you are, tell us what you want to talk about, then hop off and then jump back on the live show, and so you can hear what they have to say to you. So let's go ahead and bring somebody in here. You are live on the TDA Post Game show with Justin, Matt, and Mike. If you will, tell us who you are and where you're calling from and what you want to talk about.
Hey, Justin, this is Jay. I'm calling from Virginia. How's it going?
Hey, Jay, Matt. Well, things are a lot better than they were last week. I'll say that.
Yeah, it was. I called in last week too, and
I remember.
I give the guys a lot of credit. They fought hard. I expected Lane to boat races, to be honest with you. So I was kind of glad to see the guys fight back. But again, I'm going to say what you say. No toss. No jet sweeps. No screens of any sort, bubble screen or a regular screen. I didn't really see. I saw some, indication of a short passing game, but it's just inconsistent. And the last thing is why was Gibbs not on the field for the fourth quarter? Either he's hurt, although they reported he was healthy. I figured they were really saving him for Austin P. I'll turn it back over to you.
As always, we appreciate the call. Yeah, hey, man, that all-important matchup against Austin P next week, we got to have everybody full strength. But as far as Gibbs goes, I think that he had an ankle situation, and he wasn't able to return, even though they reported on live TV that he's ready to go at any time. Well, that any time didn't come. But then again, how do you pull Jace off the field when he was doing what he was doing?
Man,
but y'all go ahead.
This is my 2 cents. Like, to the caller's points, thanks for your call. Thanks for the question. That was awesome. Like I said, you have Bill O'Brien who doesn't know what he's doing. He obviously does not have a goal in mind to be creative, to win matchups. But the screens that he does call, he calls that same stupid screen to the side.
Gosh,
it
yes.
does not work. I'm like, stop calling that play. And then to Gibbs' point, Gibbs did hurt his ankle, but to me, he was looking like he was tiptoeing in the hole and not just hitting the hole and running downfield. And, I know he had kind of messed up his ankle, but at some point, for him to be an elite running back, especially at the next level, he's going to have to know how to be able to run it through the middle, not tiptoe, hit the hole, and enforce your will on the safety and not take the lead. But that's something McClellan, Roydell Williams, I think, and Jamarian Miller, I think we should do more things like that. Jet sweeps, run the ball, anything to just throw the defense off. Play Kendrick Law, play the freshman more. Yeah, that's my 2 cents. Mike, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
I'm gonna follow suit. This is how I knew you play to the strengths. I saw when you had Milroe, when Bryce didn't play, and you did not play to his strengths. You still tried to run the same entire offense.
Exactly.
And as a coach who understands his players, just like today, like what Matt just said, if we know Gibbs not going to run in between the tackles, you have to play Williams this. We know he's a downhill guy. Give him a toss to the outside. Let him outrun somebody. Let them lower their shoulders. We know that they are, not the best team that can cover in space. It's not like Ole Miss is a top 5 defense. You know what I'm saying? We're not hitting them in the mouths. Me as a receiver, I'm 6'3". I played at 215. So I struggle with small DBs, the little insects, the little gnats. You know what I'm saying? Like P-Dub probably, you got different receivers that deal with different strengths. And as a coach, you should know, because, again, you got to be able to play to the strengths of your players. And, like, when we talk about defense, come on, man. Like y'all said, Henry Huggs, man. Look, I do my best not to talk about kids. And he's still a kid. He's still a baby. But, look, man, you need to get somebody with a bald head or get somebody that, goodness.
Pearson's wears a wife beater.
A nose ring, something off somebody off their rocker, man.
Smokes Newports on the sideline.
Yes, either that or you just gotta have a kid that just is a field general. And I feel like the only person behind that front four is what's that number 14, Branch. I think he's the only one who has played a complete game this entire season. Now he has his errors here and there, but he's a dependable player.
Oh, absolutely.
Dependable player.
Yep.
Big time players make big time plays, and he does that every game. And I saw a comment here saying that we are hating on Jahmyr Gibbs. No, we're not hating on Jahmyr Gibbs. We're saying he needs to hit the hole faster, and that's not hating. That's
specifically the first half. He was tiptoeing. I was like, why is it just happening in the hole? Just hit it downhill. It's right there.
But we know that's
like he's trying to bounce everything to the outside too. I'm like, you can't. In the SEC, you're not going to be able to outrun everybody to the outside.
No, you're not.
You're going to have to run it up the field. That's all I'm saying.
If I was O'Brien, this is what I would have done. I would have put Jahmyr, I put him at an H back, like catch him under the swing or line him up in the slot, put Roydell and don't be in no dang shotgun, come from under the center, make the defense adjust to what you have on the field. They call personnel just like we call personnel. And Mike, I feel like I'll play. Go ahead.
No, sorry. I would do something and be like, I'll at least try to be something creative. I'll come out and run the wishbone triple option.
Please.
Something different. Like
please.
It's something new. You're going to get a downhill run. You can pitch it. You can run. You can do so much. Like,
and you put Milroe in there too.
Creative. That's all we
and
want.
You have those players. And you have those players. You have them. You got the keys to the cars. You got number Ferraris out there, man. Well, this ain't got don't know how to drive them, man. He driving diesel, man.
Let's take some more callers. Again, if y'all would, state your name, where you calling from. Tell us what you want to talk about, and then hop off so you can hear what Mike and Matt had to say, because otherwise you will not hear them. Welcome in to the TDA Post Game Show. You're on live with Justin, Matt, and Mike. Who we speaking to, and what you want to talk about tonight?
Good evening, gentlemen. Kevin, Dallas, Georgia, born and bred in Mobile, Alabama. Gentlemen, it was not my intention to call, but it was just that a comment just made me run to the phone, and that was the anxiety deal.
Oh, please talk,
obviously, it's the most competitive game that the gentleman who stated that anxiety and expectations are high, I think he was on the Chinese checker club team as far as that is elementary. But I digress. Gentlemen, I think that we need to put a wanted poster for Mr. Bill O'Brien for the past 2 years. And the wanted poster just say, I stole money for 2 years from the University of Alabama. But the only difference is he didn't have a ski mask. And he smiled and waved at the camera as he walked through. I don't know, is it Bryant Bank that he's cashing his check on the 1st and the 15th, or another bank? The one thing, gentlemen, the craziest thing is two things. One is Bill O'Brien and Pete Golden need to be ashamed of themselves for one reason. And that is the past 2 years wasting Bryce Young and Will Anderson Jr. And that they didn't, on their own, get a national championship. And the other thing is this, gentlemen, is that the craziest thing about the Bama Standard is that when this year concludes, we're going to be hot about an 11-2 season. But, gentlemen, I just want to ask this question. I'm going to exit stage left, and that is, do you think that the lack of variety in the offense, for lack of a better way to say it, is going to cost the University of Alabama, after O'Brien is gone, when it comes to offensive recruits? Thank you all for indulging me, gentlemen, and I'll touch base with y'all during the week.
Yes, sir. Thank you again. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. I'll say I don't think it's going to cost offensive recruits. I think kids going to know Coach Saban's going to bring in an offensive guy. But, at the same time, like to the anxiety point, I don't know. Bill O'Brien has no freaking clue. I cannot stress that enough. Like, this man has no clue how to run an offense. Like, you got all these pieces. You should have some type of creative game plan, mixing up formations, tendencies. It's like he doesn't even game plan himself. It's so frustrating. So I'll let Mike talk.
I know y'all seen some of the memes or some of those things back in the day when they said when you lied on your resume.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So I think that's kind of what's going into it. But I'm with him. I think we're going to probably end up on 11-2 season, which is great for some schools. But what the thing about Coach Saban is, you have created a dynasty. You know what I'm saying? You have created something. He always taught us you can only be great at one thing at a time, man. Right now, it's football season, man. And you have taught your fans, you have got these people to buy into what you have said, preached, thought, believed. They embraced everything. So what you say is gold. You know what I'm saying? So when people are not seeing that from a day-to-day or week-to-week basis and know what you're accustomed to being about, man, people are going to have some questions. There's no different than when Mike Tyson was boxing. You know, you can only be on the top for so long. Get me wrong. I'm not ever saying that Coach Saban is, hey, man, he on his way out. But I think at the same time, you got to continue to, what Matt said, keep the main thing the main thing. I think in order to be relevant all the time, Coach Saban doesn't need to change. The only thing that needs to change is his coordinators. You can have some young guys. You can have some guys come in and sauce it up, but you still be the general. What you say, your word is law. No different than what I do. Hey, man, I'm an old school strength coach in far as regard of how I talk and deal with kids, but I'm not a fool to not understand that I don't have to have young coaches in my facility to keep up with these young kids. Understand these kids. You got to connect before you correct. And I don't think these coaches that they have on the sideline understand their players. They don't have conversations. And again, why the hell are we talking about some doggone anxiety in the game? Why are you at Alabama?
Man, Mike, you know, old Coach Saban used to chew us out for what we would say in the media in front of everybody. Like Coach Saban would have lit us up and down if somebody would have said that in the media. Like he gonna be like, what the are you talking about? Da 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 da. We don't talk about no anxiety. It's just frustrating. But Mike, to your point, Justin, like you said, Coach Saban's got to be the general, and he's got to get two competent, creative-minded coordinators that can and tell them, listen, this is the scheme. This is our personnel. I want hard-hitting linebackers. I want corners that can cover, but then I got to get coaches that can bring that out and keep that culture and that personnel, and we got to use the personnel. But I think it starts with the coordinators and the coaches.
Excellent point here by Eric Owens. Go with what you're saying. Bill O'Brien turned our Ferraris into a 1989 Honda Civic.
Easily.
But in terms of recruiting, you know, if you don't have competent coordinators, the recruits are going to bail and go to a system that's going to benefit their skill set. Right now, we've got some commits lined up that I feel if we don't make a change, we're in danger of losing, especially the running back position. Right now, we have Richard Young and Justice Haynes committed to us. If they're watching Bill O'Brien's blueprint, they see that the running back isn't being utilized. So why would they hang around to be in a system where combined all three running backs get 15 carries total? No, if I'm those guys, I'm saying deuces. I'm out.
Right.
But at the same time, them guys probably looking like, man, I can come down there and get playing time. That's why I think at the end of the day, they trust Saban. And because they going to know everybody. I mean, they can turn on every Bama fan message board and know everybody hates Bill O'Brien and Pete Golden. So if I'm Coach Saban, if you want to keep them for recruiting purposes, do it. Have them be the assistant to the assistant analyst. Only thing you do is hold my
that gets the coffee.
Yeah, get my coffee, fill up my gas tank every day, and I'm bringing, and you getting a pay cut salary, and I'm going to get I'll get somebody like TCU's offensive coordinator, a young mind, or somebody from the NFL who has a creative mind, but can evaluate talent. And no player,
say it again.
That no player strengths. Like I don't think a lot of times just knowing what your players can do. I don't even think these coaches or offensive coaches have looked at Kobe Prentice's high school tape and be like, man, what does he do really well? oh, he's good in this. Let's run these plays for him. Like, a lot of this stuff is just simple. Oh, like, look at Jason McClellan's best runs. Oh, let's call these plays. Oh, let's just mix up the formations. A lot of this stuff is really simple. But like I said, Coach Saban's got to be the general and make sure he gets guys who know what they're doing. That way they can evaluate culture, keep the main thing, and then we get back to being dominant.
He got to get somebody in there who don't like their family and who love football. That's what it is.
That's what it is. And he got to get somebody. He got to get. I think Coach Saban got a lot of yes men around him.
Ooh.
He don't have nobody.
Ooh, Mike, you went on a tangent about this recently. Go ahead,
Mike. He got no. He got he just got a whole bunch of do boys. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's rocking the boat. Like I told, I said, back in the day, hey, don't tell me you love me. Tell me you're loyal to me. Because when you're loyal, you're going to let me know when I'm messing up. You're going to let me know, hey, Matt, Mike, bro, you don't need to wear that shirt with this fit, bro. You know what I'm saying? That ain't the move. But if I'm paying you, if I'm the man who got all the money, you're going to let me go out here and dress like and look like a clown. Nobody is rocking the boat. Kirby, them boys used to argue. Coach Pendry, like, I'm talking about they used to argue about who was right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it made practice interesting. Like, it was live. When we went one-on-one, bro, it was a NFL practice every day. Bro, we were in shells until Thursday.
Yeah.
And even through walkthrough. Boy, as a receiver, bro, walk through that shit if you want to, bro. You full speed. I'm talking about sweating, and this is before we get on the bus, the plane, like
Mike. We used to have to come with it every day, bro. Like you had to, like, I'm like, are they even practicing? Like, this is what frustrates me. You watch practice film, and we still running the same drills. I'm like, obviously this drill is not working. If you're running this drill to try to get fumbles or strip the ball, no. The way you get fumbles by hitting somebody with your helmet on the ball. Like, that is not helping nobody. Stop running
at all.
Obviously, we need to work on body lean and hitting somebody in the mouth. Like, thudding hard. Like, getting back to practice. Like, hitting. Because it's obviously showing on the field. Because I look at our defense, we so soft. I'm like,
two-hand touch.
Bro, we so soft. We play with high pad level. I'm like, this is like fundamental sounds football things you teach a 3-year-old, 4-year-old, man.
Yes, sir.
Low man wins. Low man's always gonna win. You gotta be physical, but like I said, Saban's got to get back to being the general. And but I saw somebody had a fun comment. They said, could you only imagine what Sark and Lane Kiffin would do with Bryce Young at the offense?
Oh my gosh.
At quarterback.
Yeah.
And he's by far the best quarterback in the nation right now. It ain't even close.
It's not even close.
With no weapons.
With bad play calling, with a bad OC.
Man.
That's Kobe. He Kobe. No facial expression, no nothing. Just killer mentality.
So blank check needs to be given to Garrett Riley. That dude is a man at calling plays from TCU. If y'all haven't watched what he's doing out there at TCU, you need to watch and urge Coach Saban to bring him into the fold, because what he could do with our offense, man.
My dream list would be him, OC, and like I know everybody's gonna say D'Amico's ain't gonna come, but we can have them two young guys as coordinators, man, that can evaluate talent and play to these guys' strength. Man, we will be blowing out so many teams like Bama used to be. You know how
D'Amico approve it. D'Amico approve it.
Or give me Jeremy Pruitt. Pruitt gonna chew him out. Pruitt gonna have him play hidden, and Pruitt know how to make adjustments. Like, obviously Pete Golden has no clue, because I'm like, if the play is not working, if they gas you for 30 yards, 15 yards, 20 yards, why are you gonna go back and call the same play?
Some remedial classes right there, boy.
That makes no sense. That makes no sense.
Let's take some more callers. We got some guys lined up here in the waiting room. Welcome on to the live TDA Post Game show with Justin, Mike, and Matt. If you would, state your name, where you're calling from, tell us what you want to talk about, and we'll do our best to answer it.
Hi, fellas. How you doing? My name's Will. I'm from Savannah, Georgia. And I have to witness all this crap going on. You have a lot of people talking about, I heard y'all talking about why the running back's not hitting the hole. Well, we don't have no offensive linemen with enough ass to move anybody out of the way. Our nutrition lady, she's great. But why in the world you want to have a guy coming in weighing 330 pounds, and by the time the season starts, he's 295. Here's my opinion. 3 people need to go.
Okay.
Defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, but this is something y'all haven't hit on.
Please enlighten us.
How about the strength and conditioning coach?
Oh,
Scott Cochran was there. We move people. You can have the defense coordinator and a brilliant offense coordinator, but if those guys don't have the strength and the size and the ass to pick you out of that hole when you want to move or not, that falls on the strength and conditioning coach. I don't want to know, oh, you peak at this time when you hit somebody. I don't give a damn.
man, preach.
Thank you.
You got to be strong. When Scott Cochran was there, we were strong. I used to go to the 8A games a lot, and I saw Mark Ingram, and I looked at him and with fear and said, what part of this man's body that I would hit that could hurt him? And I saw nothing.
You bring
They walk around with the big eyes like Jenny Craig. What in the heck is that? When your defensive lineman weighs just as much as your offensive front, you're not going to win.
No, not at all.
Well, how about a name for offensive coordinator? No one said nothing. Well, how about Bobby Petrino?
I hadn't thought of that one.
Anybody? I know high school coaches right now that are better OCs.
He would walk butt naked from Missouri to Alabama.
Bring us some
He
good.
gave Arkansas all kind of fits. The man coached in the SEC. He know how to coach quarterbacks. Look at those outstanding running backs Arkansas had with him at the helm.
You're right.
And we have no motivators. When Alabama was at their peak, you had Scott Cochran running up and down, yelling.
Kirby.
You had Bo Davis ripping them a new butthole. We have none of that. I can't have Nick Saban, 71-year-old man, ripping somebody, and I'm looking on the sideline and people crying around me, my coach having a heart attack. No.
You're absolutely
You don't
right.
have to worry about it. He had some coordinators that would light into their behind. Let those defensive guys, after the game, watch the film, Bo Davis say, who taught you that? And I'm saying it in a good way.
Yep.
You would have, if Bo Davis was talking, he'd be bleeping it. Did y'all see last year when he was at Texas and them guys wouldn't play well, he was on the bus and they recorded him cussing and yelling down. I mean, people from outside can hear.
Yeah, you bring.
What you need. You know what you need.
You can't expect to hit a hole when there's no hole there.
Preach, man.
Quit this Jimmy Craig bullshit and get power. If that strength and conditioning coach, look at his big old ass. You mean you can't get the players big like that? You can get the players? What have y'all seen out? No one never says anything.
Man, this is hilarious. Man, I love that caller.
How you beat the guy in head up if he's stronger, if he's quicker?
That's right.
No one brought up my strength and conditioning coach.
Well, we're going to hit on that because you bring up some excellent points. Thank you for the call. If you would jump back on and watch so that you can hear what they say, because I can't look in their eyes. They are ready to talk on this. But thank you again for the call, brother.
Thank you,
Mike.
Guys. Man,
Mike, go first.
Oh,
well, me and Cocker still talk. That's my dog. I mean, I still talk to him on a consistent basis. Just far
Tell
as,
him I said, yeah.
I tell him. I normally talk to him. One thing about Cochran is he, when we talked to him, but you had issues going on, man, that stayed within the house. It didn't go to Coach Saban. Like if you had some real stuff going on, he was a player's coach. And he knew when to push you. He knew what to say. He knew how to say it. And again, what Matt said before, Coach Saban has a lot of him around. You know what I'm saying? He has too many individuals like him. This is by the book. Well, you can't have too many of you. You know what I'm saying? You got to have somebody that's different. You got to have somebody that's going to, it's like when you get married. The man may be quiet, but the woman a firecracker. It's vice versa. It's the yin and the yang.
Yin and the yang.
And then you got to have that balance. And I don't think we see that. It's lopsided. So
no, we have science guys.
I mean, and me and Cochran and other strength coaches, across the country. I mean, we still talk about it. I even got a buddy down in Mobile. We talk about it all the time. You got to have both of them, man. I understand when you got to peak at a certain instance, but majority of these coaches, bro, ain't got no football pedigree. They can just pass a. They can just pass a test. You know what I'm saying? And most of these coaches too, who had these coordinator jobs, bro, you got that job because your daddy owed him a favor. You know what I'm saying? So did you get it by your own merit, or so did somebody make a phone call?
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Because
yes,
if
sir.
you pay attention, look at Cadillac. And I know we're not even talking about Auburn football, but look how many people are rallying behind him because why? He's invested in that program.
Absolutely.
Yep.
It's earned, not given. You know what I'm saying? Why do you think when Dabo went to Clemson, those players rallied around him? Is because why? Hey, man, not only did you play football, you knew what it felt like. You can look at a player and tell whether he going to tap out. You're going to look at a player and know if he still can go or he can still, get down. What can I say to fire this kid up? Ogeron, I know as a D-line coach, I remember going, you need coaches that's going to fight players. Like he said, Bo Davis, bruh, he going to cuss you out, but he going to love you right after, bro. Like, that's what you need. You know what I'm saying? Got too many, I ain't going to say feminine, but you know what I mean. Like, it's soft.
Finesse guys. Like James Wade is saying right here.
You know what I'm saying? We got a feminine culture going on right now, man. And we ain't got no.
You gotta have a dog culture, man. It ain't no if, but you gotta have a culture that's like, man, we hitting heavyweight, we getting wrong, we getting strong. Like your strength coach gotta be a motivator. He gotta be an energy. Like Mike said, he gotta have that football pedigree, but he gotta have that dog in him too. Like this week, if it's LSU week or Tennessee week, be like, man, we lifted hard this week. I want these guys to be ready when it comes Saturday because it's gonna be a physical game. And you got to have coaches and coordinators that have that type of football awareness, IQ, that just understand football. Like, it's not that hard, guys. Like, but it's like our coaches are like, oh, we're going to keep doing the same thing. Like, no, we should be blowing all these people out. We should be undefeated right now. Like, but just because we're lacking in coordinators who don't know how to use personnel, strength and conditioning, having high energy motivator, developers of talent, all of that's coming to life. And we easily could be, in the playoffs, but no, we're here right now. So like I said, I think Coach Saban's got to make a change. He's got to get guys, high energy motivators that are developers of talent. Like, cause we got to have, obviously, we've got to get somebody who can help develop our receivers or whatever. Like, get these guys that know how to play football, can evaluate talent, and don't just settle for coordinators or coaches that can just recruit. Like, you got to be a good football knowledgeable guy.
So, for instance, like piggyback off Matt said, now, they know my gym. There's not no conflict of interest. Hey man, we want you to look at this kid or call me. I'm in the Birmingham area. Hey Mike, have you watched this kid play? I know y'all gonna play against him. What do you think? Is he a Bama kid? It's either gonna be yes or no. You know what I'm saying? Can he get the job done? I mean, I saw a kid last night who's a sophomore. I'm talking about is a dog. He played better than the kid that's committed to the university. You know what I'm saying? So, but again, you don't ask, and I ain't finna get no information if it ain't gonna be valued. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not just talking about me, but I'm just talking about in general. You got guys like Justin Woodall, you know, me, of course. Not saying that y'all Marquise Mays. You got guys that are Matt Cadell, guys
that know football players.
That know football that are in your area. You got DJ Hall, arguably. I don't give a nobody say. I played with Julio and DJ. I'm telling y'all right now, I ain't never seen the boy drop a pass.
Never.
I don't think I ever saw. Yeah, it never happened.
No, I'm talking about the practice included. I'm talking about just different.
Yeah.
But you got somebody like that in Florida. You got Trent Richardson here. You got Antonio Langham here. You got Terrence Jones. You got LaRon McClain. You got millions of people thousands of players that are formerly here that are in your backyard that, hey, man, have you taken a look? Have you peeked at this kid? Can he play? Does he fit the Bama standard? It's either yes or no. We ain't going to lie to you. You know what I'm saying?
And we need to – I want to stop saying the Bama standard. Like, that's so – it's not just say, does he fit our culture? Like, is he a dog? Is he, dang, does this linebacker hit like a Reuben Foster? Oh, he does? Dang. Oh, he's about 230? Oh, okay, yeah. Like, stop getting here, like, Harry told you. He's a portal guy, but obviously he's not a middle linebacker. Like, you've got to put him on the outside, like, or bring him in on third downs for like
put him at Sam
situation. But we gotta have somebody that's gonna set the tone and not. I need somebody coming there about 230, 245 is gonna come knock your block off. Even if you think about trying to run the ball up the middle. So like I'm taking a few notes. Like you gotta have coaches that can evaluate talent. Then you gotta have a culture. And you got to use those relationships, like Mike was saying. Call a Woodall, call a Mike McCoy. You know, tell me who's the dog. Like, why? Like, make it work. That way, you creating that culture. You get back to how Bama should be, and you're playing dominant, winning football. So, like, it goes back to the cultures. It goes back to the coaches, and they got to be able to develop and bring that personnel. And utilize to look at what we want at Bama. Like if they're physical, I want physical guys on defense. Golly. Like, and I'm like, oh, this is my last two things. Can we teach our DBs to not touch high? Like we still do the same drills at some point you got to tell your DB, man, listen.
Watch the damn
SEC officials are calling, even if your fingernail touch the receiver, they're hyper-focused on calling pass interference.
Absolutely.
Don't touch him. The last play of the game was perfect. Brian Branch did not cover. He did not touch the guy. He played the ball, boom, and touched it, and it was a perfect play. Like, we've got to, like, at some point, you got to be like, okay, this is not working. How about we teach our DBs just to play the ball or not touch the guys? And if you're going to touch them, Mike, you know how they used to teach us. Like, you know, receiver's going to get off with a little punch off or whatever. It gets physical, but they tell us not to extend and not extend high. You know what I'm saying?
You know what he got to get? You make a good point. Strength and conditioning, I look at, if I'm going to play a DB, has he played basketball? That means, and can he play point guard? That means you can guard somebody up and down the court. You know what I'm saying? I can stay in front of him. I can mirror him. I can cut him off. I understand body control.
Mm-hmm.
You got a guy that's just playing football, one sport, man, you're limited. Give me a two-sport athlete. Give me somebody that can stay in front of him without touching him. You know what I'm saying? Be uncomfortable.
All our linemen need to be doing sumo wrestling in the offseason, and they need to be doing wrestling to work on body leverage. Because if you watch the replay,
hey, Matt, that's too much of a man sport, man.
It is. You're asking too much. Too much anxiety. Too much anxiety, Matt.
These boys, hey, these boys, they worried about what they put on. You know what I'm saying?
You get into their personal bubble then.
You know, I might get some sweat in my eyes. You know,
Listen, we got a call we got to take.
Body leverage. Use your muscle. Get strong. Put your weight on somebody and drive. Bro, that's so frustrating about me. Like, you watch our offensive line, they make the initial contact, but they can't hold it for like a split second. And I'm like, then you watch practice highlights and they just walking through like tap. I'm like, that's the problem.
Joe Kendrick,
how them hit somebody? How them like if I know my line soft like that, man, you're gonna have to block two guys. Like, you're gonna work on pushing this sled. We got to get physical at the point of attack. Like, to me, that's what's frustrating. But it goes back to coaching. Like, you got to have great developers of your talent.
Absolutely. Well, let's take a call real quick. If y'all would, again, callers, if you can hear me, if you would state your name, where you're calling from, what you want to talk about, and then hop off, because again, you won't be able to hear what Mike and Matt say in response to your comment. So let's go ahead and let you in. Welcome in live. You're on the TDA Post Game Show with Justin, Mike, and Matt. Who we got on the line and what you want to talk about?
Daryl from Alabama. I want to talk about O'Brien and Pete Gold. And the strength and conditioning coach.
Come on, man. This is the forum to do it.
Well, it seems to me Bill O'Brien is not game planning for the opponent. It's like he has a bunch of personnel packages, and he just keeps shifting in and out personnel packages. And whenever Bryce has the audible, the receivers don't, well, this play is not in my package. So I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be running on this play. And he's constantly holding the ball and have to try to make something happen. And like in the LSU game last week, we hit the pass to McClellan down the sideline where he takes off and runs. If Gibbs is in the game, that's a touchdown. Gibbs is not in the game because that's not part of his package. So he's out of the game. I mean, we get down, he's our best running back. We get down inside the 20, he comes out. And we bring other guys in, but even they don't run the ball. We bring the bigger guys in and we throw the ball 3 times. And it's just not, there's no cohesion in the game plan. There's no running, and everybody knows where we're running the ball to. Whatever side the running back lines up on, he's going to run to the opposite side every time. If he lines up to the left of the quarterback, the ball is running to the right. If he lines up to the right, he's running to the left. And the whole defense just takes off running to their side every time he hands it off. And I'm like, if I can see this, I know the other team knows it. And Pete Golding, I don't know what he's doing. Well, I believe he has no authority to discipline anybody. Once you get caught with a DUI, you pretty much can't say nothing to nobody. It's pretty much a wrap for that. I mean, you got caught by the police drinking and driving. Now you're trying to discipline somebody. It doesn't work like that. And then we got a strength and conditioning coach that's worried about Pilates and being flexible as opposed to being strong and able to block somebody. How many times the linebacker is going to shift to the outside and run off the edge, blitz off the edge before we figure out we need to either chip or have some help out there or something? And the guy keeps hitting Bryce Young every game. I mean, it's just, and I'm watching Toa. He's probably one of the worst middle linebackers I've ever seen. The guards are pulling outside. He meets the guard out there outside the tackle. What are you doing way out there? I mean, and the guy just cuts back and runs down the middle of the defense every time. I'm like, come on, man. I mean, nobody says nothing to him. He does it game after game. Nobody ever corrects him. The defensive backs keep holding. Nobody corrects them. And it's like, I mean, I just don't get it, man. It's just getting hard to watch. Make the same mistakes every game. And like I said, our offensive game plan is just horrible. I mean, we got lesser teams able to shut us down. I watched Arkansas today just shut LSU down.
Good coaches, good coordinators.
That we had. And I'm watching the guy Perkins for LSU just wreck a defense, but we We won't let Anderson and Turner. We won't turn them loose like that. We just want to crush the pot. Just let the guys stand there and throw all day with all kinds of time. I mean, it just gets frustrating to watch.
Absolutely. I can agree with you more. I know these guys will definitely agree with you too. So we appreciate the call. If you would, hang up and listen so you can hear what Mike and Matt had to say. Thank you again for calling in. Roll Tide, brother.
Okay.
Roll Tide.
Right. Yeah, before you get this next caller, guys, y'all want to touch on what he had to say?
Shoot, I mean, anytime I can talk about how bad our coordinators is, I'm ready. Man, like, I mean, I don't understand what Bill O'Brien is doing. It makes no sense, no rhyme or reason. Like you said, like, they're going to see these things on film and still going to go out and practice and teach the same technique and do the same drills without anything changing. And that's so frustrating as a Bama fan. You know, when it comes to doing your job in corporate America, you know, you got to, stuff ain't working. You got to make things happen. Like, and it's not like, it's like they're seeing it and they're like, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do the same drills. No, this stuff is not working. Let's do something else. Like, let's try to find what's working, what drill they're running here, or you know, something's got to be new. But like you said, when you have bad coachings and all this talent, you're just wasting talent. So like you said, Arkansas, they had LSU, but you got two competent coordinators. You got Browse, who's the OC. You got guys who know football, and they might not have all the talent like Alabama, but they got good coaching. So the key for Alabama is we got all the talent. We got to get the good coaching that brings out all the talent. That way we can get back to being dominant and winning championships.
Right. Mike?
I mean, you said it spot on. I'm going to make it simple. You know, as a coach or as a general, as a head, me as a business owner, where there's a problem, I don't dwell on the problem. I have to find the solution.
Yep.
And if I don't, they're going to go elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? So that's all is point blank, period. Fix the problem. And he knows what the problems are. But again, it's the middle of the season. And like I said, I ain't never seen Saban like this. I don't know if they got something on him. He you know, or what.
Found his own fans.
Something. Because, I mean, he's giving these boys a lot of grace. Maybe he sees something that the fans don't see or the former players don't see.
Well, bring it out.
He's going to bring it out, but
I'll bring him some contacts or some glasses then. That way he knows.
Cataracts, man.
Bill O'Brien is not good. Golden has no clue. Get you some better coaches.
And as far as like what everybody's saying, like people don't understand. Coaches are going to do two things for you. Either they're going to build you or they're going to destroy you. And you got to understand players and you got to understand personnel. It's not, Matt said it best, bro. Football is not complicated. We complicate it. We overthink it. Yeah, you can dress it up, slice it and dice it, but the main thing is, can you put the ball in the end zone and can you stop the ball? You know, put a hat on the hat. It's old school football. And what we got to do, we got to get back to being a dominant force. Get you a big-ass running back that's going to run downhill, get you two receivers that can spread it, get you a guy that can take down the middle, and get you some gangsters up front. We talk about O-line, D-line all day long, but yet and still, we got a freshman that's coming in there that's hungry. Now, my question is, that running back from Ole Miss, how did you let this boy get out of Alabama?
Quinshon Judkins, absolutely.
Who recruiting that area?
Marquise Mays had a great tweet, so I'll let you, when you get done, I'll tell you what Mays basically said.
I hope he said something great because, I mean, bro, it happens all the time. I got a middle linebacker right now at one of the schools I'm working with, has an offer from every school in the SEC. Guess who ain't offered them yet?
Bama. Stupid
Dan,
coaches, bro.
Hold on. Dan Mullen came to me. He said, do you think this boy, what is he missing? I said, he ain't missing nothing. Ain't missing nothing. Offered them on the spot. And I ain't just saying that I had to do. I'm just telling y'all, man.
Let me show you this tweet. Let me find this tweet May said. Because he said it perfectly. Marquise Mays said, we got Marquise basically said we got to start back to getting dogs. We got to get back to evaluating talent and stop trying to go after the 5-star. Like he's like, it's no way number 4 Junkins is getting out of the state if you know he's a dog. Like if he fits, if he's good, forget the stars. And that's what Coach Saban used to be like. Marcel Darius didn't have not 1 star, I don't believe. But this guy's a top 3 pick.
Matt, I'm gonna raise my hand. They got a kid out of Helena High School last year. He was a sophomore in high school. He had 1,600 yards, 25 touchdowns, and Bama ain't even looked at him. You know what I'm saying? This year, he missed 3 games. I'm talking about he did that as a sophomore. Missed 3 games this year. And has over 1,000 yards.
Coach Saban got the wrong coaches. He need to hire us. He just need to hire former players, man.
Get that checkbook out.
Coach Saban, I'll be like, Coach Saban, you 95 years old with us. Because it's so simple. It's not that hard. Oh, it's a talented guy. You fit what we're going to do. Oh, we're going to run plays that you are good at, and we're going to be creative and mix it up. But no,
you know what you said earlier? You know what you said earlier, Peter? You said about the Baltimore Ravens. And this is how you know they're in a great program, because Lamar is not your average type of quarterback. He's not your prototypical quarterback. And he's a diverse quarterback. And he's an anomaly. And guess what they do? They rallied around him. They bought in and said, hey, you're our quarterback. We're going to make you like that. But, hey, man.
And then you got coaches that play to his strength. At first, Greg Roman, he might get a lot of flack because, you know, he might not be throwing it everywhere. But one thing he's sure going to do, he going to play to the Lamar Jackson strength and run the ball.
And they're going to win.
And they physical up front. They offensive line, no matter who they get, no matter who they draft, they physical. And then when you turn on the tape, you start noticing Baltimore defense start hitting folks in the mouth, and that's when Baltimore are the Ravens. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Alabama's got to get back to. From a culture standpoint, Coach Saban's got to find those coaches that's going to get that personnel and bring the best out of that personnel.
But I think he got too much pride to reach out to Cochran. I think he got too much pride.
Man, what the Bible say about pride, man?
Pride comes before destruction, right?
Coach Saban, absolutely. Read the book of Proverbs, man. Humble yourself, man. It's not worth it. Like I'm the type, and Coach Saban taught us how to, like, you want to be the best. Like if I'm not gonna lose if I can prevent these losses. Like I still want to be the best. Like be the best at everything. And so if I have to humble myself, that's nothing wrong with being humble. God wants us to be humble. But like I'm not gonna not be the best and keep doing the same things that's hurting my program and losing. So I don't know.
Okay. We have one more caller, but before we get to Mike's yard dogs and lap dogs, we're gonna take one more caller. So we're gonna
my yard dogs for the game was Bryce Young, of course, just because he made dynamic plays with his feet. And we're going to go to Branch. I mean, he played an amazing game. My lap dogs, hey, man, 2 coordinators, man. Go, you know what I'm saying? Go get back on the couch, man. Go get back on the couch, bro.
I hope we left him in Oxford.
Matt, who are your lap dogs and who are your yard dogs?
Man, I'm just going to go with the lap dogs, the laps that need to be sitting on the lap. They shouldn't even have a check when they get back to Tuscaloosa. They shouldn't have no deposit. Pete Golden, Bill O'Brien, I'm sorry. Y'all are what's holding this team back.
How much they making?
Huh?
How much them coaches making?
I don't know, but they can pay me a tenth of that fraction of that salary, and we will be undefeated.
They can't pay me that. I need my money. I need that check.
I need my money too, but we will be undefeated. We'll be averaging like 45 points a game, controlling the, like it's not that hard. So my lap dogs, the coordinators, I'm sorry, they just gotta. And then I ain't gonna throw. Well, should I throw the shooting coach in there? I don't know, but my 2 lap dogs, I'm gonna stick with Bill O'Brien, Pete Golden. They need to run 1 million laps at practice and not do nothing with game planning. And I'm just going to give credit to the Alabama football team. Despite having to deal with all this bad play calling, coordinators not knowing what they were able to do, they still found a way to win the game.
Absolutely.
So kudos to the Bama football team. You know, hopefully we get y'all some good coordinators and some coaches that can bring back the culture, and we can be even more dominant. So, but yeah, kudos to the Alabama football team. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Hey, welcome in to the TDA Post Game Show. You're on live with Mike, Matt, and Justin. If you would, state your name, where you're calling from, what you want to talk about, then hop off so you can hear what Mike and Matt have to say.
Justin, this is Lucian. I'm going to keep it real simple tonight.
All right,
I don't think the University of Alabama has an actual man in that program. Whether it be a coach, whether it be a player, whether it be a damn equipment guy. I'm not really sure there's a man on that sideline. Because if you look down the sideline, you don't see players paying attention to the game, grouping around what's going on. They're just off and just whatever's going on. Like, I feel the most hurt right now for our former players that established Alabama to be what Alabama is and is known to be, but before these last couple of years of Alabama football. So I want to know, we changed the strength coach, the wide receiver coach, definitely the defensive and offensive coordinator. I'm not even going to get into that because y'all know how I feel about those two. And I just want to know, we're going to see some freshmen this year. I mean, we got a couple glimpses of them, but like, we need to play the freshmen because they're the future, because obviously these juniors and seniors don't really have it. I saw zero heart from a lot of our main dudes tonight, and it hurt. It hurt watching this game. I love this university. I love Alabama football. I love Nick Saban. I love these players, but they're making it real difficult, and I feel like it's not completely all their fault because they're not being shown the proper way on how to do things. If you're not shown the proper way on how to do things, then you're never going to establish the correct way to be successful. And I don't think our players are put in a position to be anywhere near that. Whether that's missing out on home recruits, because I'm gonna be flat out. They're not free enough. They don't fit today's like, oh, he might look a little rough around the edges. We might not want him here at Alabama. He might get in trouble. Man, listen. I'm sick of these dudes coming from California and all around the country to play at the University of Alabama because they're not Alabama. Just flat out. Look at Pete Golding's recruiting. He doesn't have a top linebacker commit this year. Now, yeah, did he get 2 last year? Okay. No offense. He didn't play him. So obviously he must not have been that interested in the 2 that he got if he ain't playing them.
But you talking about Pete Golding, who has no clue.
Linebacker coach. This year he's got 3 of the top 10 middle linebackers committed already to the University of Georgia. So I'm just asking, if you're going to get coaches that recruit, then can we get a coach in there that recruits players that actually make a difference on the field and that don't just look good in a commercial on Alabama or look good in a Crimson Tide uniform just posing for some reason? We want football players in here. The fans are tired of these Instagram guys. Like, I don't want no more Instagram guys. Like, I'm with Marvin Constance on this, man. Bring me a kid that puts crayons up his nose. Like, for real. Like, somebody that's hungry. Somebody that ain't ever been handed nothing to him in his life. I don't want a 5-star. I want a 2.5-star that didn't get to play to his senior year and he just dogged out and nobody knows about it. Because that's the kid that you're going to turn into a man. And
Bennett at Georgia.
You need men setting the example. Matt, Mike, get DJ Hall in the program. You need to get some leadership that has actually been a man in the Alabama program before. You need to have somebody that has time and time again let they motherfucking nuts hang out and watch Bama roll after it.
Let's go.
Coaches that are like, oh, yeah, you messed up the play. That's good. We'll get him on the next play. That ain't Bama football. Like, man, we got so many options of people that can come in here and set the example. I'm going to lose breath just thinking about all you dogs that we had in the past that could come in and just lend a hand. Like, we don't need no high-profile coaches. Hire former players. Because you know what? At the end of the day, this is Alabama football.
Football, baby.
Coach you, which we've seen to have gotten lately. Get some dudes in there that are going to build stability and build an anchor in there so that when you come to the University of Alabama, you know that you're going to be made a man and you're going to be made to play the game right with respect to the damn process. That's all I got, boys.
Man, Mike.
Roll Tide.
Up the
Roll
mic.
Tide.
Mike.
He called out. That was he came in swung it. And look, that's a standing ovation right there. He said, "Let them things hang." Ain't no
Let them hang.
Mike, we need to take up the collection and say the benediction after he preached that sermon.
That's right. That's that old school feel,
man.
Absolutely. Well, guys, we've been on for about an hour and 40 minutes. We need to kind of close up shop. Before we go, I'm going to give the floor to you guys to kind of pop what you have going next. Mike, I know you got some stuff in the work with Trent. Can you kind of talk about the podcasting you got going on and what you got up next?
Yeah, man. I got several things. And for the listeners, if y'all got some kids that are athletes, some dogs that are looking to go to the next level, I own my strength and conditioning coach. Give me a call. I turn pups into dogs, tadpoles into frogs, baby. We gonna get it in. That. Now, when they come now, I don't baby them now. So I'm just telling you, I interview everybody. But it's called Maximum Performance. But also got a new podcast. You can check out every Tuesday. It's me, Trent Richardson, Antonio Langham, Jeremy Ragland, and Funny Man.
Man, y'all gotta call me, bro.
Man, I'm gonna make sure we get you on the show, bro. I'm gonna make sure you get me on the show. And also I do head to head every Thursday morning. So we got a couple things going on. And look, family, Alabama family, they're gonna turn it around. I think what you guys are doing and everybody's protesting, I think y'all have made it felt and heartfelt that y'all want the old back. What Jesus said, y'all bringing the real back. Yeah. So I don't think Coach Saban's not a fool. He's a businessman, and he understands to do good business, you got to do the right business. So I think he's going to circle up. I think he's going to button everything up, and I think y'all just stay tuned. I think the throne is the takeover's back.
I like that. Matt, what you got before we head out?
Man, what you got going on? Kudos to that caller again, man. Man, like you said, man, bring some men back to the program. Bring some coaches that just don't get the stars. Get coaches that know how to recruit players. Get some coordinators in there. Get some strength coaches that set the tonal, energy, physical. Do all those things and can play to your strengths and maximize your players' performance. I think, like Mike said, we'll get back to being dominant. But let's do those things. But you know what I'm saying? Roll Tide to everybody. Like I said, hit Mike up, man. Mike's a great great person, a great trainer. He's a good person just to know. If any young kid out there, please reach out to Mike.
Appreciate
in the Birmingham area. Listen, we could use Mike right now for the Austin Peay Week. So
Matt, tell people about your podcast.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to get in the podcast. I'm trying to start out Football University, where we just talk anything, everything football, NFL. We kind of dive off into a lot of different things, little small things, and just talk about football. So hit me up, man. Nice Football University, huh?
I said that's what's up. I didn't know.
Yeah. We started. I hit you up, man. I'm trying to get big time like y'all. You know.
Where can they find it?
Yeah, Football University, hit us up. But thanks for having me. For here, I think this is good to hear the fans, the concerns, how we know we should be better, and everybody's agreeing that it's our coordinator. So we got to voice that. We've got to continue to get on the voice, and hopefully it gets up to Coach Saban where he can just be like, you know, I still got it. I'm still smart. I can still make things happen and keep the dynasty rolling. So thanks, Justin, for your platform, the Bama Standard.
Absolutely.
It's the best. Roll Tide.
Yes, sir.
Roll Tide.
Remember, everybody, check out the Bama Standard Tuesday night right here on TDA, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you for all the donations. We appreciate you guys. And like the gentleman said, roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Yes, sir.